Morning, this is Rick Moore with Twig Farm. Out here today with United Community Bank in Cleveland. They're doing a free tomato giveaway. They do this every year. It's kind of a big thing. It'll run from 11 a.m. to 2. Giving away free hot dogs, free tomato plants to the community. Really cool thing. I'll be helping run the UGA Master Gardener's booth. Answer some questions for people about pests and diseases for tomatoes. I think we're actually going to do a section on companion planting. A lot of things going on. Stick with us. And I got Tristan Moore, my son, doing my video for me. And we'll see what happens, what kind of questions we get today. And
where they can climb up and everything, and I put the line down for them to go. And I have a good crop. But my bad has not been that great this winter, so I don't think I'm going to push it. Yeah, surgery a year ago again, so.
Have you tried putting in beans would be hard to get enough of them?
I'm gonna put my squash
and stuff.
Yeah, my squash I'm gonna put in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
See if that won't keep the worms from getting in them so bad.
Yeah.
I got them in a pot now. This is my husband. I have them in a pot now. And
okay, so what we got set up here at our Master Gardener's UGA booth. Part of this side of this panel is going to be talking about tomatoes. We got covering some basic diseases, early blight, tomatoes wilt spot, blossom end rot. Just got a lot of good information here for people going on. Basics about watering, staking, and mulching. Just for people that haven't dealt with tomatoes or newbies, nothing's wrong with that. Over here we got the insects, which would be your tomato hornworm. It's a big problem, and actually you can help eliminate some of those by planting dill and basil next to your tomatoes. That will just about eliminate those stink bugs. A lot of good information going on here anyway. So yeah, just hang out and see what kind of questions we got.
I'm sorry. Can I help you with
They make a good sandwich tomato though. Tomato sandwiches, everybody knows that. Burgers, roast.
You good?
Yeah.
They grew, and I didn't get any blossoms until the end of the summer. My dad has a huge farm, and he gave me a bunch of trees, and he had Arizona. I don't know what they were, but they just did not. They wouldn't grow. And my daughter took hers to Pennsylvania, and they grew like crazy. And I grow on in pots, cow-feeded pots, big black, and I've got good holes in them to drain. I grow peppers. I grow lots.
You using like black cow manure, or like the bags of black cow that you're talking about using?
No, I get the dirt out of my woods.
Okay, there you go.
And but I used the black seed and salt flicks.
Yeah.
Big black. That's what I potted. But nothing worked last year. I don't know why. I did have some rot. I saw that, so I needed more calcium.
You may have just needed a lot of more organic material going on there. It's hard to. Generally, in a field, you can do a soil test, of course, like
Right.
you typically would with UGA. You send your stuff in. It's hard to do with pots. It's hard to kind of pinpoint what you have going on. Good compost going on. That you can put in there. That'll balance.
And I have a good compost pile going.
Right. It almost sounds like it might have got nitrogen fixated. Lots of times what'll happen is it'll block the. Did they grow to full size?
Woo, they were huge. They were big.
But no blossom.
Didn't get blossoms for a long time. And
When
it was
they
close
did,
to
they
November. I got
dropped
one about this big. My blossoms dropped off, and then I got 1 or 2 tomatoes about this big.
Actually, might have too much nitrogen. Because what nitrogen will do is push the fold. It'll make an awesome plant.
It was awesome.
The leaves will be enormous and they'll be beautiful.
It was. It looked like a big old bush.
But you won't get the fruit.
Didn't get any.
Could have been just having too much nitrogen going on. What'd you say? What'd you use for soil?
Well, I buy potting soil, but I get a lot out of my woods. I dig up under my leaves because I have a bunch of composting out there, and I dig that up and use that as my dirt.
Did you add any fertilizer to it?
Yes.
Okay, that may have been
Too much.
May have added too much fertilizer. Generally, with any vegetable plants, or any plants in general, really, but vegetable plants, fruit plants, if you have way too much nitrogen, again, the foliar will be awesome. You'll have all these beautiful leaves, it'll be pretty colored, everything, but your fruit will be absolutely
Didn't exist.
Okay, we're here at the UGA Master Gardener Extension booth here for United Community Bank on the tomato giveaway, as I said earlier. I wanted to introduce, this is Carol Milan. She's with Headwaters chapter. She's a Master Gardener. She actually knows a lot more than I do about everything. But she's here answering a lot of questions from people. And you said you used to be over Headwaters? Or?
I was the president for a short period of time, and then I resigned. I enjoy working with the kids rather than, let me say, all that administrative stuff.
Right.
So I do a lot of work with the school gardens for a while, and with the local 4-H, and actually with the library and with the kids at YMCA camp too. That's, girl, pediatric nurse for so long, I'm just a big kid. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's what we're doing. We're kind of here hanging out and answering questions from people. I just want to give acknowledgement to Carol. She's got a lot more experience at this than I do. I'm just a kid. So, yeah, just keep watching, and we'll get some good questions answered here. Hopefully, we'll get some footage of that.
Yeah, okay.
Plant dill and basil.
See, that's what I was thinking about doing, was planting basil around the tomatoes.
It's supposed to be a deterrent for hornworms. It is. It's supposed to be.
Great.
That's kind of a natural. Plus, you get the herbs.
I love the herbs.
Yeah.
You got the basil, you got the dill. You can use it for something else.
a greasy salad right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. But it's supposed to deter the hornworms, keep away from the plant.
Did you find out the rosemary thing? Since the rosemary didn't grow?
I put it in the garden. Hopefully it'll do better now. Yeah, well, and rosemary, especially if it's not well established. It's not, it's small. We had a really nice one that was established beautiful, and then we moved, and we didn't like it very much. It didn't like it very much.
Also, it's not that far away, so it's not like it's a different soil.
Yeah, but that one was there for years.
Well, I stayed in the
Well, even if he does, there might be a little bit of something in there he might run across that he maybe doesn't know. I don't know. It's just things that are really beneficial to be planted with each other. Like a lot of herbs help in the garden, help deter a lot of pests and insects.
Well, what about flowers? That's what I do. I flower in the gardens. I have about an acre of flowers.
Marigolds are one of the top flowers to put in a garden. They deter a lot of pests, like beetles and stuff like that. They help get rid of a lot of those. A lot of herbs, put a lot of herbs in the garden. Those herbs will help, and then you get the herbs to use to cook with too.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You said put a lot of herbs in the garden.
Herbs.
Yeah.
You can put basil and dill planted with your tomatoes will help keep hornworms away. Trojan, tarragon, a lot of other herbs and stuff. If you put those all through the garden, just like when you walk into the garden, lots of times you may not be able to smell a tomato plant, but you can smell a rosemary or a basil plant. You smell it. What's the same thing? The insects. Imagine how sensitive they are. So a lot of those things will deter them just by the simple fact that they're picking up on the herbs being there first, and they don't want the herbs. You see, so they'll go to those herbs, and they're like, oh, that's all right. They don't know what's going on, and not mess with them. But dill and basil is really good. You plant those with your tomato plants. That'll help keep those hornworms away. And if you don't have tomato plants, the best thing to do is go pick them off, really. But yeah, that's a good bit. But herbs all through the garden, marigolds planted all through there will run an enormous amount of pests away. And it keeps you from having to spray, orphan sprays and stuff in the garden too.
I better not be missing my own garden.
No, I'm gonna go plant them in my cabbage that I planted.
There you go. No, it's really beneficial though. You can mix those herbs in anywhere and through your garden. You'll see a dramatic
a lot of trouble with my tomatoes busting on these right here.
Right.
Is that blossom rot?
No, that's a combination of watering, steady watering pattern, and sometimes if you fertilize and water during a drought or when you've not had a lot of rain, what happens is the plant boosts and wants to survive. It'll put that tomato out and it'll make it grow really fast. Too fast for the tomato and it'll make it split. That's what causes it.
So slack down when you see it happen.
Good steady watering, 2 times, 3 times a week of good deep, slow watering is better than short bursts 5 or 6 times a week. And that, if you get it on a steady schedule, then the plant gets used to that steady feed of water, which of course opens up, steady feed of water opens up the nutrients to be able to come in on a steady flow too. Because the water is what helps the plant pick up the nutrients in the soil. So, yeah. But if it goes for a long period without water and then all of a sudden gets a bunch of water, it wants to survive. So it'll put that fruit out really hard and then it grows too fast. The skin can't keep up with the inside. That's what's going on with that. Yeah, so it'll crack. And, that's what causes that.
Okay.
But she grabbed some, then you grabbed some, all kind of good information in these handouts. We got a good one here that we put out this year on companion planting. A lot of things that are really beneficial to plant next to each other because they're beneficial for root growth or whatever it may be. But it's all good information that benefits root growth of the other one, or just whatever. A lot of good stuff like that. Herbs. I'm not sure if they put the herbs in there. The herbs are dramatic. Put the herbs in with your vegetable garden. Mix those in. It'll help keep a lot of pests out of the garden too. That's natural. And who are you? Rick Moore. I'm with Master Gardeners UGA. I don't know if you got the rest of them. We got plenty of handouts, plenty of information there. Anything else you need to know? Call UGA.
Plant carrots below your tomatoes. Thank you.
Carrots won't grow very much in clay, but
It kind of helps repel the white flies.
good, sounds good. Excuse me, I didn't know who I'd know.
I think that's why
Well, I like the English peas, but when I started planting them here last 2 years, I started getting these little like mites or green or light green. They would get in the blooms.
Like an aphid or?
Yep, they're real small though. Yeah, it's. I was trying to treat them without using Seven Dust or something like that, something natural. But I never used to see that. Used to just plant peas and pick them. But now, because once they got into the blooms, they just killed. I mean, they didn't do nothing.
I'm not sure what that'd be. I would suggest you do them again this year.
Well, I'm going to find out what's going on. Because I used to plant them, then get them up to the blooming stage, and then they don't do nothing.
Right. Well, the thing is, though, if you go ahead and put them in, the same problem. Capture somebody and bring them to the office, and they can send them off for you. If somebody in the office doesn't know exactly what it is immediately, which could be, and offer a solution to fix it right away. If anything, they can send it off. Y'all know exactly what it is. I'll send it within a few weeks. I'll have an answer about it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good enough.
Yeah. Go ahead and put them in. Go ahead and put them in, and then.
Well, maybe next year. We'll have to grow a garden next year.
But yeah, just bring it by the office. That's the biggest thing. Just bring a good explanation as to what they're doing and what happens. When the date, when they hit them, you said they're hitting them when the blossoms come out. So,
yeah. One year they were beautiful, and I must have had thousands of blooms. And usually you start picking another week or two, and I can't wait, and they wasn't nothing.
she might be interested in this.
Yeah.
The fall is the best time to do your transplanting and all that, because the plant's going into its dormancy and it's less stressful. Unfortunately, the market is set up so when springtime rolls around, they've got all the trees, they've got all the plants, and you're doing that transplanting thing. Luckily, most of them will hold up well, but with a lot of trees, you really can't even do that. But yeah, that's just the industry way it's set up. People get spring fever, so.
Take a year to harvest an onion. I didn't know that. It's like, wow.
Onions are kind of odd. They grow from an onion, so you put an onion in the ground and it grows one onion. I never understood that much.
Well, it's kind of like potatoes. Potatoes the same way. I do
Potatoes grow a whole bunch out of one.
Yeah, but you take that potato, you just cut your potato, put it in there, and keep piling
But a
stuff
doggone
on.
onion, you got to plant the onion that grows one onion.
Yeah.
Well, the shallot grows in multiples, and I bought shallots this year, but it takes almost a year to harvest a shallot.
Oh my! I had no idea they took that long.
Well, it's better than
And
pineapple.
garlic.
Pineapple takes 5-6 years before you get a pineapple.
Well,
I got a question for you. If you don't want your
Thank you,
tomato
see.
plants to get huge and falling over, so they're not strong enough for the fruit on them, can you just top them and keep them bushy down? Is there a way to do that?
Well, you could. I mean, that's with most plants you could, but the best thing is to stake them or cage them. I mean, really.
I want to grow just one in a pot.
Or you can still do the same thing.
I think I do.
You can do. You can put a stake it, and just take like nylon stock.
Yeah, but they get just. I did that the last couple of years. We grew tomatoes in the garden, but they get just so tall and they end up falling over. The weight of the fruit on them is too much.
What kind of tomato are you trying to grow?
Oh, I had several different kinds. Whatever they had here, Big Boy was one of them.
They're doing Better Boys this year, and that'll be
Better
a big,
Boys was
that'll be a big sandwich tomato, and it'll get big.
Mine never
yeah,
get big and fat.
You can prune them back a little bit. It's just like when you plant tomatoes. Usually you'll take those bottom stems off because you want to get that tomato down there good and deep, so it gets a good root system. But yeah, I mean, you could prune the tops of it, and I guess what you're saying is something like you would with a pumpkin.
Yeah.
In order to get a massive pumpkin, you would prune everything back to isolate down that one pumpkin. I've never done it, but I don't see why you couldn't.
I hate to kill a plant by cutting it in the wrong place.
No, I don't think you'd kill it. But yeah, if you're gonna put it in a container, even if you're gonna prune it, I'd still stake it. And do that.
I got a pretty good sized clay pot. I want to put one or two right in the middle of that thing. A stake right beside it.
But yeah, you can prune them. I mean, you can prune them back. So it's no different than when you plant them. I mean, you go in there and you pick them. Or like I do, through the season, lots of times you'll get blossoms early in the season. The plant's not ready to put a tomato out yet. So we go in and we pull those blossoms off until the plant gets to a good mature size. Because, see, these guys here, if they hit any kind of stress when they're young, they'll go ahead and try to put that flower out because it's trying to survive. It's trying to survive the species. So, and most plants will do that. If they hit any kind of stress, they'll go ahead and go to seed if they can to survive the species. So, but that's what we do with tomatoes. We'll go ahead and pull those blossoms off till they get to so high, and then when they're good and healthy looking and mature looking, and it's the right time, let them go ahead and put those tomatoes.
That might be what I'm trying to get you. Thank you.
Official insects, like wasps, praying mantises, ladybugs, they're all predators. Official insects. Bring herbs and flowers to the garden. That's another thing, incorporate flowers in the garden.
Oh, we try to put some marigolds.
Marigolds is top, but yeah, if you bring those flowers, those herbs into there, then you're going to bring those beneficial predators that will come along and take out the bad ones. Good tomato plants?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Them look good.
They'll make them big sandwich tomatoes, make them a good tomato sandwich come sometime, yeah. Put on them hamburgers.
Tomato
Tomato sandwich.
I had tomato in my grave the other morning.
Oh yeah.
Man,
It's always better when you grow them yourself. These ones you get in the store right now, they just don't have no flavor hardly. Put those in some good compost. Oh yeah.
my wife took them in a bigger pot and get them started getting them put the whole. She makes pots out of them.
I'm trying to cut back.
You put the whole pot in there.
Oh yeah. Them ought to be pretty good. Plant you some, get somebody bring you some dill and some basil. Put around those things. Basil will make it taste, really good. It's real strong flavor. And the dill and the basil will keep a lot of bugs away from them. Keep the hornworms away from them.
So you better be careful getting down on your knees.
Got some good handouts and other stuff here too. So got a, don't know how big got a good sized garden, or just putting some tomatoes out? Or?
Just a few tomatoes. My wife, she's the gardener.
Right.
I'm not on the garden.
You got Vietnam veteran hat on. You in Vietnam?
Yeah, I spent 20 years in the Air Force. One tour,
One tour?
Make a big hole.
Shake your hand. Yeah. I thank you for it.
I enjoyed most of it. We was allowed to go to Korea, but it was better than our airplane over there. So we had a flow of mission from Fort Worth over, go up to bomb load and come home.
Where'd you fly?
The B-36 back then.
Well, I hope your tomatoes do good for you.
I'm sure you will.
Have some plenty of tomato sandwiches or something.
She's the gardener.
Loftberg, ED 759 under World War II team came first 6 months, so 5 months of that fire. They decommissioned it, and I went to USS Hull, DG 13. Served 6 months on it. We fired 18,000 rounds in 6 months on it. I mean, our captain volunteers, everything. And we didn't have no air protection. So I got a 25% hearing loss. We was out there, he was gung-ho, we'd be painting decks. The painting outside and everything was shooting, and him shooting that thing. And then I got tired of that shit. So 60, yeah, I transferred to the, volunteered to go in. I went to an air base up there, just got wiped out. Served 90 days up there. Then I went to Swift boat. Like 50 caliber machine gun on a Swift boat. Come from brown water neck, you know. We operated way up all the way in Cambodia and everything. But of course the government denied all that. We was operating all the way up Cambodia, long ways. That river's 1,000 miles long. We was all the way up in Cambodia.
I was at Cameron Bay.
Oh, I was at Cameron Bay too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first time I was at Cameron Bay there, I won't forget that place. We learned to get some supplies. I was on the boat and I went in. And I hadn't been in there that long ago, and they see water bubbles coming up around the ship.
He's going to teach us all how to do
Give us a bunch of hang days. They catch your days on around on pineapple. Walk around and see bubbles still in the water. Keep divers from coming up, you know. I killed all kind of fish.
There you go.
No
good fishing trick.
Had to get some fish out, but that's all.
Well, I say I appreciate you serving. I got to talk to you.
Yeah, go right there.
We went started in.
Within 2 or 3 days, you'll see an astronomical change in your plants. Matter of fact, this year I had romaine lettuce and I had broccoli. And when I put those in, a few weeks, I say about a week or two after I put them in, it was a new planting area too. Take that into consideration. But put those in, we started seeing some yellowing in the bottom of the leaves and all that again. So even though it was early in the season, I went ahead and made some compost too. I put that on there, and within probably about 4 to 5 days, the yellowing started disappearing, the plants started boosting on up. Broccoli is a heavy feeder anyway, so that boosted that, boosted nutrients to it.
Yellowing probably due to deficiency.
Yeah, it was deficiency going on in the soil. Probably calcium, probably nitrogen too, to be honest with you, because of the heavy feeding of broccoli. Come out all the way to the road long ago. And then put the bean in, so you got staging going on. And then in between those, put your squash, your pumpkins, zucchini, yellow crookneck squash, pumpkins, whatever you want. Because once those grow, no, they'll cross-pollinate. Well, you probably could. The thing about pollination is most plants, with the exception of corn, is wind pollinated. Okay, and what you'll end up with the same year, if you have a cross pollination of corn, like a yellow and white corn, you'll end up with a corn that has the yellow and white on it. But most other plants, the cross-pollination won't affect them unless you're saving the seeds to grow from next year. It'll show up in your seed for next year. If you plant a pumpkin and a yellow cooking and a squash, and you save those seeds, plant next year, then you'll end up with a cross of a pumpkin. What about gourds? Gourds are pretty much the same as the pumpkins and the squash. Yeah, so you want to kind of keep those. If you're saving the seed, if you're not saving the seed, you really don't have too much of an issue the immediate year with your squash or your pumpkins. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, I mean, you could get away with it as long as you're not saving seed or using it. The general rule is you don't want to put those things together, but we've found through studies.
How far apart?
Stuff like that, if you have two of the same species of plant, you want to roughly about 10 feet, you're safe on with peppers. Like if you have a Purple Beauty bell pepper and you have a standard California Wonder bell pepper, about 10 to 12 feet away, they'll be okay not to do anything. But if you have something, let's see, eggplant. All right, so we had a good day here today. Had a good turnout. It's going on 2 o'clock. Everything, all the hot dogs got gone. Most of the tomato plants got gone. We usually end up with some left over, but the extension agency will take some and they'll put them in different places, and the rest of them, I'm sure, will go to good homes. Had a lot of questions today on blossom end rot, which is the calcium deficiency. We had some good handouts for those. Did a lot of talking relating to people about companion planting. A lot of good things to put in your garden with your vegetables, like you're putting a lot of herbs in to take care of pests. And anyway, we had an overall good turnout today, and hopefully we got some good footage for you there. And if you're around White County next year about this time, come check us out. Be sure to check out some more of our videos. We'll be posting some more stuff, tinytwigfarm.com. This is Rick Moore and Tristan Moore, and we'll see you next time.